Hello everyone. Today what we're going to do is we're going to set up student fee structure for the entire organization. So basically your school could have different classes and sections and students assigned to classes and sections. What we will do is we will assign those fees based on the class and section. So you could have a typical class, a school could have these fee structure like annual fees, exam fees, computer fees, school fees, library fees, like that. So what we will do is we will assign this fee structure to the class or the batch instead of to the students, because students come and go, but the classes and the fees remains. So the fees are not attached to the students, it's attached to the class or the batch. So let's do this now. So for that, first we need to open the fees tab, and if you go to the fees tab menu, I'm gonna show you this spreadsheet while I'm doing this. So this is the fee structure I want to assign to my classes and sections. So right now I'm gonna focus on the first class. So these are all the fees. So let's open the fees menu, and we have, so what happens is first we need to create the fee structure. So that's the first step. So we have this class 1, and I'm going to call this fee structure class 1. And I could set a start date for this fees, and you could also say the deadline. So automatically the system will send notification to the parents saying that you have reached the deadline, so you need to pay the fees on time. So then you have created the fee structure. Now we're going to add the particulars. So this is where you actually specify the fees amount. So here you got uh, annual fee, examination fee, and all that. So I'm gonna enter the annual fee and the amount, and I can add as many I want. Okay, now we're gonna add the last fees. You could create a number of fees, and you could set the different deadlines if you want, but in this case I'm gonna just create one fees that covers all the fees together with one deadline. If you have term fees, then you can split this into multiple terms. Say, let's say class 1 term 1, class 1 term 2, class 1 term 3, like that you can create. So once we set the fee structure, now we're going to assign this fee structure to the class or the course, not to the students. So that way we have the flexibility of changing the students in the class, and the fees not gets affected. Now let's assign this fees to a particular, so here you have all these options, like you can assign a particular fees to different group of combinations of students. So in this case I'm choosing class 1, and I'm gonna have selected the fees. So now you see here it's 0 students in this classroom, but still the fees gets assigned to that classroom. So whenever you add a student to that class, the fees also gets assigned to them. That's automatic. Now I'm gonna, yeah, now I'm gonna see, I can see that the fees assigned already. Now we're gonna collect the fees. So this is how it works. So when a parent or a student comes to school and wants to pay the fees, you go to the clerk, or the one who collects the fees goes to this collect fees app, and then they just need to tell the student ID. So in this case, I'm going to just find a student ID that is so to demonstrate this process, I'm going to show you how even the fees was assigned before the student was assigned to the classroom. Still, we were able to collect the fees. That I'm going to show you. So that's why I'm going to create this new user who's a student, and I'm assigning them to the class one. Now I'm going to copy the student ID and I'm going to collect fees of that for the student. So I open the collect fees app and I enter the student ID. I hit enter, and you see all the fees that is assigned to the student. It's automatically gets assigned to the student, even though I assign to the class, and I can even pay partial fees, and I can choose whether it's a check or DD or whatever the number is, and then I can click pay now, and you see the balance gets reflected based on the amount I paid. And you have the print button over here, so when you click on that, you can see the print version of your receipt, that you can print it using any desktop printer. Okay, now let's see how we can see all the fees collected and how much is collected and how much is pending and all the reports. So for that, you go to the fees tab and you click on the fees management, and you can see here you can choose the fees. Either you can go by particular fee structure, or you can go by the total fees that is pending in the institution, the entire institution. Let's say for now, let's select the fee structure that we just created. So I'm going to choose the class one, and I click on the fine, and now I see this much is collected and this much is pending. So if you click on that, you will see all the students who are paid and how much they paid and how much is the balance for every single student. So you can also click on this all students, paid students, so you will see only the paid students report. So if you click on the unpaid students, and these are like basically they haven't paid the entire amount, so that's why it's displayed on both paid and unpaid status. So that's how it is. So you have total of this much and you collected this, and you have still pending this much for this particular fee structure. So you can also go by institute all fees, meaning entire institute fees. So this is the entire fees that needs to be collected across all the class and sections, and this is the total collected and this is pending. So likewise you can see the fees that is across institute, how much is collected and how much is not. So basically you have a lot of options here. You can also check if on individual student has paid the fees or not. You can go by class wise, you can class and section wise, date range wise. You have all these options, you can go through it. The goal of Clofus is to save your valuable time and focus better on mentoring students effectively. I hope the steps are clear. If you have any queries, please contact us at support@clofus.com. Thank you. Thanks a lot for your time.